Hi guys, welcome back to Thailand with Toon and Lee on the farm, and today I thought it was about time I gave you a bit of a heads up on how we've been getting on with our Khaki Campbell ducks. So most of you will know we've got over 100 here, but they haven't been playing ball all that well recently, mainly the drakes. We've got about 10 boys and well, I'll be honest, they've been a bit pants, so let's fill you in with what's been going on. These two white cockerels are always inquisitive little buggers. We ate one of your mates yesterday, didn't we? Very tasty. Guy bang cockerels, probably my favourite chicken to eat. They're a little bit wobbly, but if your missus knows how to cook them, they're not too bad. Right, now these aren't obviously Khaki Campbells, apart from that one there, and he's a boy because you can hear him going whereas the girls are very, very loud. So up until a couple of days ago we'd only put 2 boys in here, and the main reason being because there's not many girls, there's 6 girls here. We want these egg layers to be fertile, so if we want to sell fertilized eggs or we want to incubate a few ourselves, that was the idea behind that. You don't normally keep your drakes in with your girls. The reason being, if you're selling or producing eggs for human consumption rather than hatching out, they're prone to rotting in this heat. I know you can put them in your fridge, but when you're producing eggs in quite a large number, which we are, then you need a bloody mahoosive fridge to put them all in. So there's a right old mixture there. There's a lot more boys than before, because we did have an area called Boys Town, I'll go and show you that in a minute, where we were just really keeping the boys separate to eat all the weeds in an area that we were looking to grow some organic veg later on. So we wanted them to clear the weeds and obviously help fertilise the land, but they've been useless. Muscovies, look at them, so quiet. I'm going to do a video on those. Back in the UK, Toon and I used to keep quite a few Muscovies, and there's a lot more to them, just keeping them on the farm for meat production. So we'll cover that in the future. Right, let's leave this lot then. So these boys are on borrowed time. See, I'm not saying we're giving up on them. I can only personally eat so much duck. Toon doesn't eat duck. And although Khaki Campbell duck meat is very, very tasty, it's not a patch on Muscovy meat. Right, let's just head out back here and I'll show you the area that the boys had an epic fail clearing. While I'm walking around, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your heartfelt good wishes to Toon. She's feeling much better now. She's on the road to recovery. She's bouncing back well, true to form. Right then, so the rains have come and so have the weeds. Now this area, we were expecting it to be 100% clear of grass and weeds. It might not look too bad to you on camera, but I've been in here with the strimmer a couple of days ago, so it was far, far worse. But as you can see, the ducks made a terrible effort. They just didn't apply themselves. Not interested hardly at all, unless you got the heavy rains, and then they'd be rummaging around in the grass. But really they would eat a few seeds off the top of the grass and then just rummage around for bugs, but they were pretty rubbish at that as well. You might think that they've cleared all this bit, but it's not really. It's because it's under a bamboo plant there and Toon's new bamboo plant there. So yeah, this was pretty clear anyway. So we've kicked them out, just now in the process of taking all the blue fencing out, and I'm going to have a go at putting tarpaulins down here to clear all the weeds and then grow straight into that, through that into the soil. So I've been watching a few things by some good gardeners like Steve on Nature's Always Right, and it looks pretty effective. So you can't believe we weeded this about, I don't know, about 10 days ago. Crazy. It's feast or famine, the rains in Thailand. You either get way too much all in one go, or not enough for ages. So we had a really hot spell just after the rains had started. Everyone went crazy putting their cassava plants in again. Then bang, another 2 weeks no rain. Some people have lost all their crops again. Our moringa's really struggling to take hold, but fingers crossed it'll pull through. Right. So where we're heading now, probably seen before, is where we keep the bulk of our Khaki Campbells. So we've got about 100 and just over 120 here, and they're all females. And mixed in with them, of course, we've got Vince, who's our main man, the white goose, and his family. Here they are. Now, this was another little land clearing project that we had for them. Now this is about a month into it now, and again this has taken longer than anticipated for them to clear, and it's still not clear. And I don't know why, because the first time we did it last year, it was all clear in about 2 weeks. So I don't know what the reason is. They went crazy the first few days, getting all the little fish and the bugs out of there. And then they seem to have lost interest in there. Okay, normally they'd all be in there hunting everything, and the geese would be clearing the long weed. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are clearing it. They are getting there, and we're in no rush because this is going to be their space now. We've just got so many ducks. I'm not sure whether we can integrate them with our idea of growing organic rice here. But it is still a possibility in the future, but at the moment we're just so busy. It's one thing I'd like to try and get on camera. These birds' nests in here. They're I don't know what the bird is. I'm pretty useless on birds. It's a bird as big as your fist, not very big. Oh, there's one down there, but it's not the right one. And it's bright yellow and black. And they make these nests, and late afternoon, early evening, they come and perch on the branches. What you doing, JJ? Thick as mint you are, mate. Whatever. Yeah, so these yellow birds, I'm going to try and set up a camera, probably bring out the step ladder and pop it on there and put right next to the nest and see if we can get some close-up shots. I'm not really arty-farty photography wise, but we'll give it a bash. So here's the bulk of them. I mean, they're happy enough, they're eating well. It did take a little while for them to settle once we moved them from near the house. We had about 100 there and only about 20 odd here. But they've settled well now. They're eating well. Egg production's picked up again. Whenever you move them or change their diet, I don't know about other duck breeds, but certainly with Khaki Campbells, I mean, you're looking for an egg a day really. From 130 ducks, you should be doing 100 eggs easy. And we weren't getting anywhere near that. So we tweaked the food, and they've come back on again. We were hoping to ditch our afternoon feed. We feed them 3 times a day, but we tried to wean them off that, and the egg numbers were dropping, so we've popped it back on again, and they've recovered. But we're getting a lot of eggs in here now. Not today, I've already grabbed them. What happens, they get fed 6 o'clock in the morning, and at that time they're actually let out. After they finish the feed, I open the gate for them, they all come legging it out here. But some of them, what we call late bums, haven't quite finished laying, so little areas like here that have eyes in the back of your head, otherwise you'll be treading on eggs. So up until about 9 o'clock in the morning, you have a couple of trips back down here. If you don't come out that regularly, then the crows move back in. So the crows will just clean you out of eggs. You could easily lose 10 late eggs a day, which is, you know, it's a third of a tray. It's about 30 to 40 baht for us, so it's a big thing. Doesn't sound a lot, but you know, we're only doing 3 and a bit trays a day. In here, they're doing great. I mean, there's not a single shrimp left in here, or snail. But weed-wise, there are quite a few weeds that they won't eat. So the idea is I'm going to strim round here, and the other side of this duck house, I'm going to create a sort of like netted, fenced area in here. So in the mornings I can let them out there, and I'm going to cover the top with this sort of green net in here, and it'll give them a bigger place to roam and lay any late eggs that they might still have in the oven. So that they'll be protected from the crows stealing them. That way I haven't got to keep on coming down here every 45 minutes or so until they're done and dusted. So that's the idea there. Again, it's just, we're so busy on the farm, and obviously Toon was off her feet for a few days after a hospital trip. It just brings it home that we do have to constantly assess and re-evaluate how to use our time best on here. In here it's nice and clean for the soft leaf weed and the long grass. The geese keep that down nicely. The fish are growing incredibly fast. The striped catfish and the Mekong catfish, they're packing on some serious weight now. They're coming up now, but it's a little bit too far for the camera to pick them up to do them justice. But they sort of come up that way and then turn on the side, and then right at the end you'll see the forked tail swing over and go down. It's like a mini whale breaching. Lovely to watch. But look at them, all bloody waiting for food. Never ever full, these ducks. Or if they are, it's a bit like being at a Chinese buffet. Half an hour after you've fed them, then they're hungry again. They're good. They're not quite as skittish now. They've got used to the new home. And if anything, they're a bit too friendly. They get under your bloody feet. As soon as you come in through the gate and you're walking towards their house to feed them in the house in the evening to get them all to go in, and they can't wait. They're trying to get at the bucket. So. You do have to be careful. I have gone arse over tit more than on one occasion. We've had no problems with nosy parkers or poachers trying to steal any. I think the main reason, at night time, we put one of our dogs out the back of the fence here and chain her up. We don't like doing it, but they're just too far away from the house really, and there's just so much money invested in the livestock here. The geese are good, but at night they're as quiet as church mice. If someone was to come in here, then yeah, certainly Vince, he would kick off. Once he kicks off, the others normally do. But touch wood, we haven't had any dramas whatsoever. On Toon's recent hospital trip, we had one night away, and we had our usual guy come and stay and look after the place. But the second day we didn't get back till really late, and it was dark. And the thing is, we're living near a village. I mean, we're not right in the village, but living on the edge of a village. These small communities, word travels very, very fast when someone's not about, or, you know, people like to talk about other people's business. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because a lot of people have, you know, talked to Toon and wished her good luck with her treatment. And the evening we came back from the hospital, we paid the guy for his services and he shot off. We went in the house to get an early night, and within a couple of hours of darkness, there were 3 guys hunting with torches all down here. So I think they thought that we still weren't here, and the dogs were kicking off. And normally if a dog kicks off, the torches soon disappear, no one hangs around, but they were still here. To me and Toon, that just gave the impression that they thought that we weren't here, and the other old guy was still looking after the place. So we had to get up, and Toon gave a big shout, and of course when Toon shouts, most people run away. And they went off as they drove down here on the motorbikes. They tried stopping at the front, tried to talk to Toon through the window, but the dogs were barking so much they just carried on. But we knew who they were, and I'm not saying they would steal any ducks or fish or anything, but it just shows you that people's habits change when you're not on your property. As sad as it may seem, but don't forget, anywhere in the world, if you think the money and the time and effort that we've invested in this place and what we've actually got here, I know it might not look a lot to a lot of people, but I don't know anywhere in the world that you would go off and leave this sort of place unattended. You know, and as a lot of people say, oh, that's a sad reflection on Thailand in the rural areas that people steal and da-da-da-da-da. This would definitely get stolen back in the UK. You'd get cleaned out in the night, definitely. Bloody jippos. So that's it. It's covered a little bit more than just ducks. This netting area, like I say, I'm going to move it out, and I'm going to move it to join up with where we've just been, along where we've put some palm nut oil trees. So it's going to run along there and join up with there, because I think I mentioned it a couple of videos back. The idea was to dig like a little stream all the way around and back again down there, try and get the water up this end of the farm. And although it will be netted off here to grow veg, we're also going to put the stream all the way around here and down back along here. The idea being, when we get heavy rainfall, the amount of water that comes pushing through here, we really need to channel it away quite effectively before it floods everywhere, because obviously we've got the poultry houses there. We don't want those flooding. So it's all right when it's fairly dry, but when it gets all wet, you don't want poultry shit near your house that gets wet. That is pen and ink, that is. So that'll do for now. As I said, guys, thanks so much for all your kind words, not just here on YouTube, but on Facebook as well, on the group and our Facebook page. All your well wishes, they do mean a lot to us and to Toon, obviously. Sweating behind. Next video, we're probably going to record that either tonight or late afternoon today or tomorrow, and it's going to be Toon's question and answer, her first ever. It's probably, I don't know for sure, but it's probably the first YouTube video ever published where you delve into the mind of a Thai woman. And it's a dangerous place to go, but we're going to go there, and we'll see how it pans out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I need to get out in the sun and burn in my Swede. Alright guys, take care. It is really a jungle out here. Ta-ra for now.